2 from the groups against the number 1 from the
with scoring a lot of goals, playing very confident against the likes of Roxa and Felipe Mestre, of course. And he even came on top of that difficult group. And as you can see, some nice sportsmanship we have seen earlier today already.
It's looking like, if you look at these guys, if you look at Alamau, he's more authoritative, he's more the alpha male, he initiates the contacts, he's telling Ari about this and that, and this is what I want done right now. And Ari is really relaxed, laid back. Could that be that that's going to shine through in the game as well? Or do you feel like just you know, sitting there and taking it all in could be a very laid back way to could that be that that's going to shine through in the game as well? Or do you a playground bully, so to speak?
Yeah, well, I have to agree, and I think they also translated into their gameplays. Alamau is especially a lot dominant when it comes to his gameplay, and on the other hand, Ari is a bit more conservative, playing more a bit of defensively playing style,
patiently, passively.
Actually, yeah, that's correct.
That's interesting that goes right in line with their character traits indeed, because Alamau will be right at your throat from the get-go. Let's see if he can do that once again today. Once again, he is handling Barcelona, his by far favorite team. We've seen it in towards goal. There we go. We've got a header on goal. Is that Mtidi? Beautiful goal from the French youngster. And yeah, look at that. Surely he's gonna want to celebrate that with his Catalonian friends.
Definitely, and you can see that Alamau was started off pretty strong in the set pieces. In the first free kick, almost close to a goal with PK, doing a bicycle kick, and in this case, scoring a corner with Umtiti.
Yeah, exactly. I've asked you for predictions. I forgot to give my own. I was going to say that Alamau has looked the stronger of the two to me, so I felt like he has the better chance to proceed, and started off at the very least to show exactly why that is. But of course, we have a long time to go. This is a best of 3 match, and we have only played 5 minutes in the first leg, so Ari is going to be able to come back from this. Like I said yesterday, he started out rough, and his experience shone through, and that might be a factor here as well, because obviously he is the older player, he is the more experienced player, he has more years under his belt of competitive PES, as opposed to Alamau, one of the young stars from Brazil. So that might be a factor coming in here.
Yes,
and like
indeed.
you said, he is very patient.
Yes, indeed. And looking at the Brazilian players itself, most of them are usually always growing into the tournament. And I think Alamau will do the same. Some confident games from him yet, but still taking the points, especially against the bigger names in the group stage, against Roxa and Felipe Mestre. And I expect him to grow in the tournament and showing his class perhaps today, or otherwise probably in the semi-finals.
Oh yeah, definitely. I feel like the Brazilians always known for their jogo bonita, the beautiful game, and we're seeing exactly that on the digital pitch as well. But Arsenal is going to score! Alexandre Lacazette in the hands of Ari, 1691, and look at that. Once again, burying his face in his hands. He's always so emotional and so grateful when he scores. It's like it's a big relief for him to get that goal. Even if he goes in front, you're not going to see him scream and cheer. You're going to see him bury his face in his hands. It's a weird reaction for us, maybe, but that's just the way he reacts to his goals. Yeah,
everyone has their own way of celebrating, of course. And I think he knew, like I said before, there's a big community cheering for him. And he's very grateful for the position he's claiming at the moment, playing the quarterfinals, and as the only Indonesian guy actually playing this tournament and already get through to the knockout stage, it's a big achievement for him and for the country Indonesia.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's not just you cheering him on, it's the entire country that is rooting for him right now. They will be plastered to their screens. Thank you all for watching, of course, anyone out there, not just the Brazilians and the Indonesians, because I'm pretty sure that anyone with a heart for PES is watching these games at the World Esports Games, which is basically the Olympic Games of esports, I feel.
Well, actually PES has already been one of the demo esports at the Asian Games last summer in Indonesia. It was, and it was a pretty pretty success for PES itself, and very nice to watch. Very well organized tournament, and at the end, some nice countries in Asia who have won that tournament. winning a gold medal, silver medal, and bronze medal. That was just a nice feeling for those players personally.
Oh yeah, it's still up for debate whether or not esports titles should be included to the Olympic Games, and of course the Olympic Committee has deemed some titles too violent, so that's not going to happen for titles like Counter-Strike, Rainbow Six, that sort of esports titles. Fortnite probably not as well in Overwatch, but still we might very well see some sport games included later, and it would be insane to see Pro Evolution Soccer there. I'd love to see it happen. Oh, I'd love to see to visit the Olympic Games once again. We talked about how I was allowed to go to the Olympics of 2012. I'd love to visit one in the future as a commentator, maybe. Oh, there we go.
You can see Messi get in front of his defender and shooting off with his left foot.
Yeah. And right now, the score in the top of the screen said 0-0, but I'm pretty sure it was 1-1.
2-1 for...
And now it's the 2-1
yes.
for Alamao. Yeah, exactly.
That's correct.
So there we go. We've got a Brazilian lead once again. That's the second time that we see Ari trailing by 1 point. Now you know him well. Will he stay calm once again? Will he come back from this once again, Jos?
Yeah, well, like you mentioned before, it's still the beginning of possibly 3 games. The 30th minute, there's a lot possible.
Yeah.
Especially for these kind of players. They have been in these situations for several times, many times, and I think
true, yeah.
Yeah, for both, it's they will now have to bring up their experience, and
wow.
as I said, that Coutinho comes in front of his defender again, like Messi did at the second goal.
Yeah,
and
it's just a relentless attacking wave, isn't it, from Alamao? Like we said, he comes right at you from the get-go. He keeps on plowing, he keeps on pugging. He's always going to look for goals, and he's really riding that wave of momentum right now, putting the sword to Ari 6091. He's come back from a deficit before. Can he do it once again? He's got plenty of time left. Bear in mind, we've only just crossed the half-hour mark on the digital timer, so we've got some time to go towards the first half ending. Might very well see a goal for Ari before halftime. That would be good for him to go into that second half fresh.
Definitely, yeah. And looking at the goals he conceded so far, yeah, most of them he started off with some sloppy passes at the back. For example, this goal as well, and it's just very unlucky for him to concede such goals after giving those sloppy passes. Yeah. And yeah, this is something he has to learn from now, and hopefully he can push up his level.
Yeah.
To the remaining minutes of the game.
Yeah, because there are players out there which you can make mistake against, but Alamao is not one of them, definitely. If you do that, he's going to punish it for sure. He's going to try and punish this period of possession as well with another goal. Obviously, like we said, he's always going to look for goals, even just before halftime, leading 3-1. He's going to look for more. Playing it wide out to Nelson Semedo on the right flank, linking up with Lionel Messi, potentially the greatest of all time. Oh, chips it in for Semedo, and there's Coutinho pouncing on the loose ball, even though the keeper did good work to keep Coutinho out. Semedo out. It's going to be Philippe Coutinho, the magician, formerly of Anfield, right now playing it straight at the Camp Nou, who has 2 goals today. Comes up big for Alamao, 4-1 the score. You have to wonder, this first leg, is it still doable? It is a best of 3. So second leg, it's back to square one for each of these players. But you have to wonder, 3 goals in the second half for Ari without conceding one? Is that going to happen?
Yeah, it's going to be very difficult. But I think he should just grab himself up again and try to
dust himself off. Yeah,
exactly.
And you know what? It's always possible. Like you said, anything can happen if you just believe in yourself. If you just keep your confidence up and not like feel like there's nothing to be done about this,
yeah,
then it's possible. But right now Alamao is obviously in like a fish in the water.
He's claiming the luxury position at the moment, and yeah, we have to give credits to him, giving a lot of pressure, high pressure to Ari, not allowing him too much space in the build-up, and that's a good thing for Alamao.
Oh, there we go. Oh, I thought that was going to be a goal. Mkhitaryan wide of the target with his left foot, but could have been a goal, should have been a goal maybe, because look at that great build-up play. There's the 1-2, receives the ball back, plays it wide to Mkhitaryan, and there, perfect room for a shot, puts it wide. Yeah, I can imagine you feeling some kind of way about that. Frustration coming out on Mkhitaryan. Surely that's going to come out on Ari right now as well. Because that should have been the 4-2 scoreline before halftime. And then it would have been easy to come back in it. Because surely a moment before halftime, when you score, it's always a bit of an extra blow to your opponent, I feel.
Yeah, especially when you think you got the momentum back and then the opponent is scoring and then suddenly it's half time, you know, and you don't have the time to come back when you got the thoughts of possibly getting back. But yeah, it's difficult to concede a goal, especially before half time.
You see those statistics, the passing accuracy is so high on both these players. 88% for Ari, 98% for Alamao. That is exceptional.
Yeah,
that is what you need at the top level to win games. Can we see it happen again in the second half? Then Alamao will surely win. But if Ari steps up his game, and of course he is tweaking his tactics right now. He realizes he has to change something. He's going to go all out with the pressure. He's got 3 guys offensive in midfield. He's got the 2 fast strikers up front. He's going to push them out wide a bit for Mkhitaryan to create some space for the number 10 to come in.
Yeah, and you can see that he has brought up his central midfielders into an attacking midfielder position for both Ramsey and Torreira.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think that's what he possibly needs, because he doesn't have a lot of support when it comes to attack. The strikers doesn't have any players around him to actually have a lot of support to make that simple 1-2 passes perhaps, or creating triangles throughout the 16 yards box. And hopefully it will work out for him in the second half.
Definitely, yeah. He's doing exactly what you have to do. You have to still believe. You have to tweak your setup. You have to tweak your tactics and your formation. That's exactly what Ari's doing. So he has not given up on this. That's good to see. Alamao with the kickoff loses the ball. So Arsenal has possession for Ari. Let's see if he can string something together. Tries to reach Aubameyang on that left flank. Pushed out wide, but he's not going to be able to get possession there. Philippe Coutinho with a little bit of luck, still in possession on the right flank. He's going to try and whip it across maybe, or go for the dribble, juggling it around. Rafinha right now showing Torreira who's boss. Nelson Semedo with Socrates on his heels. Oh, that's good work from Socrates. And then Torreira is going to be able to bring it forward for Arsenal. Lacazette winning that header duel, and Aaron Ramsey is going to be able to bounce. Look at that. Lacazette and Aubameyang up front, Mkhitaryan combining with them as well. Ramsey whips it in. It's going to be Barcelona once again on the ball. Danger averted for Alamao, and he can take a breather once again.
Yeah, and you can see that Ari has stepped up the game, not allowing Alamao too much at the midfield. High pressure on the midfield,
very true.
And it's hard for Alamao to reach their attackers, as you can see. And Ari having the better of the game at the moment.
Yeah.
And trying to create a chance he needs.
Glimpses of hope for the man from Indonesia, who obviously does regain possession very, very quickly indeed once Barcelona has it. Let's see if that happens once again. Yes, that's exactly what's going on. So right now, these tactical tweaks have helped. Should we have done them maybe at the 30-minute interval, just after conceding that 3rd goal?
Yeah, I would have personally done that, because at the halftime you also give your opponent time to change his formation as well, and as you can see, Alamao took advantage of it. He's playing very defensively now, a very low defensive line, especially with the midfielders as well, and only one attacker left when Ari is having the ball. And yeah, that's something great for Alamao, that he has done those tactical changes.
Yeah, definitely. You can see it's harder for him to get in front right now, but still it's hard for Arsenal to break that back line, because they have been reinforced, like you said. Right now, Arsenal on the ball once again. Ari is truly dominating possession in the second half, as opposed to the first half, where he was just with his back against the wall most of the time. You have to believe that there's still a chance, a way to get back in this for him, but then he's going to have to take one of these chances pretty soon, because we're already nearing the 70th minute mark right now, and Alamao surely cruising in the driver's seat. He knows that he has every chance to win this, but he is feeling that in this second half he hasn't been able to string anything together on the half of his opponent.
Yeah. And as you can see, it's still pretty tough for Ari to create a decent chance. We have to give credits to Alamao for playing such defensively and going for the counter, and almost made the sneaky chip.
Yeah. Chips the keeper, but just wide of the target there. Look at that. perfect composure with Suarez, but
so close, just at the wrong side of the post.
That would have been it for that first leg, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
But right now, still 4-1, still anything to play for. Ari 1691 also tweaking his setup. Well, you have to feel that he should be happy with the way things are going right now. He's going to bring in Welbeck and Iwobi for some of these guys that are becoming tired. Mkhitaryan taken off. Who was that in midfield? Ramsey, I think.
Yeah,
Ramsey's getting taken off as well.
If you're looking at Alamau, he's pretty professional when it comes to those putting up those formation, and you can see that when Ari has changed up his central midfielders into attacking midfielders, Alamau is adapting to his opponent and putting up 2 defensive midfielders to block those attacking midfielders, and you can see that he's going to try to play very wide now with an right and left midfielder, just trying to keep the pitch a bit bigger and wider, so he can create space for himself to eventually waste time or something against this Indonesian guy.
That's probably exactly what we're about to see right now. If Malcolm can hold on to the ball, he's going to try and play in Suarez, but he's offside, and by a small margin as well. Usmane on that right flank, he was clearly offside, but that's not where the ball was traveling to. Right now Arsenal's trying to win that header duel, trying to win the battle in midfield. It's just not working as well as you would want for Ari to come back in this. Right now we're in the 15-minute to whistle mark, so it's going to be tough, but Barcelona is still threatening Suarez here. With a little bit of luck getting on the ball, not going to be able to get a shot off El Pistolero. Right now Arsenal once again, they have to score this one if they want to come back in this. They have to make it count. Ooh. That's a good attempt, but the ball had too much speed on it. Marc-Andre ter Stegen is going to pounce on it, and Barcelona once again on the offense.
Yeah, and still it's pretty tough to get a clear chance for Ari, unfortunately, and big credits to Alamau, of course. It's very well organized how he positioned his defenders today. Especially in the second half, where he has to keep the lead, of course, and yeah, very nice to see that he has stepped up the game.
Yeah, definitely. We've got 6 minutes left to go, 5 minutes left to go of regular time, and probably a little bit of injury time. Arsenal do have possession, but they have to make it count. I've said it before, but right now it's more true than ever. This one has to go in, otherwise it's all over. Barcelona is going to be able to try and defend. It looks scrappy, and there we go. We've got the goal. We've got the goal he needed more than ever. Is it in time? Because right now this is the 87th minute that we're in. It's 86 something on the timer right now. Yeah. So is that enough time? It's enough time for 2 goals, but
it is enough. But I think
it would have to be the perfect game from now on.
Yeah.
For Ari.
But still, yeah, even losing with a 2-goal difference, this might bring him a lot of confidence for the next game. Yeah. And yeah, hopefully he can push that up into the second leg.
Oh yeah, definitely. He knows exactly what tactic to use to counter Alamau right now, because in the second half it has been working. He has not conceded in the second half. He has scored a goal. So basically he's won a half, so he can win a leg as well, right?
Definitely, so yeah.
That's definitely what you want to take into that second leg. But still, if there's going to be a quick loss of the ball here for Barcelona, for Alamau, then you have to think about what could happen if Ari ventured forward quickly enough, but it's not going to happen. Alamau is wasting too much time. We have entered injury time, and there it is. The final whistle after 1 minute of injury time. Alamau has posted his first big win against Ari 1691, and I feel like he might start and shaking hands once again, because that's what he did in earlier matches with the home and away. Maybe he feels this is a best of 3. That might be a little bit too much, because
or
then I'd have to shake his hands 3 times if he wins the next one. So yeah, he's gonna wait and see if he's gonna win the next match as well. Alamau has looked very solid. Ari has looked very solid in the second half. Do you feel that's something he can take into that second leg?
Yeah, it's still pretty difficult to read those players, what they want to do the next game. But yeah, I'm very curious to see how they both will handle this situation, because yeah, like I said before, we haven't seen them a lot at international tournaments, especially not in the knockout stages. So
it's
very
hard to predict. Yeah, it's very true.
Exactly,
very
and very curious to see from Alamau, to see if he can keep the lead against Ari. For him, I think a pretty unknown player. and for Ari, the same situation. Actually, he probably haven't played Alamau yet at any stages, and for him a bit difficult task today to to come back after losing the first leg.
Yeah, that has to hurt your mental game. That has to hurt your confidence. But still, like we said, he can delve some new confidence from that second half where he managed to grab a goal, not concede. So he knows what needs to happen tactically. And we're going to see Alamau once again with Barcelona. And like I said, he has been using it all day yesterday and Monday as well. So we're going to see Ari once again with an English team. But this time it's going to be Liverpool. So do you feel like that might be a mistake? Because he started to find the way to deal with Barcelona with Arsenal. He found a way that worked, and now he's going to give himself another team and something to maybe find out once again how that works.
We mentioned before in this tournament that Arsenal is pretty limited when it comes to selecting players, and especially substitutions. And on the other hand, Liverpool has a bit more finesse when it comes to those players, a bit less statistic than Arsenal, I think. And what I've told Harry before yesterday, that most players of Liverpool do have some nice skill cards, and probably he's gonna need those skill cards today against Alamau. And
he's gonna need that big man right there, Virgil van Dijk. Once again, we see the pointing of Alamau, indicating what he wants or what he thinks that needs to happen. And Ari once again with a thumbs up. Sure. Oh, there we go. We're gonna see the handshake. He's gonna
just a thumbs up.
He was gonna go for it, but Ari didn't see it, so he decided, it's just gonna be my thumbs up. Oh well.
But at the end, still nice sportsmanship to see.
Oh yeah,
both with the thumbs up.
Always looking for the little bit of contact, eye contact for the game.
Absolutely.
Because it is not just bits and bytes right here. It is actual human beings from flesh and blood. So emotions coming into this, momentum coming into this, mentality, that's going to play a big factor here as well. Once again, Barcelona in the hands of Alamau right now with the actual Blaugrana shirts, the blue-purple shirts that we've seen them playing for the longest of times. The beautiful home kit for Barcelona up against Liverpool this time in the away kit, the white shirts for Ari 1691 with the away jersey on the right side of the pitch, obviously.
Yeah, and what surprises me from Alamau now at this moment, looking at this information, he's playing with two defensive midfielders, which he played at the end of the first half, first game as well, and that was actually not the right decision to make at the previous game, and very surprising to see him start off with this same formation as what he did in the second half of the first match.
Yeah, let's hope he didn't forget how he started that first half. He does start with some high intensity pressing on the ball. Luis Suarez fed into the box, and that's going to be an offside. Yeah, clearly offside for Coutinho, narrowly offside for Suarez, but good call by the ref. We're going to see the goal kick. The free kick, that is of course taken by the keeper. Barcelona backpedaling here for a bit, backtracking, but still remaining possession after the long ball. Although Liverpool is the one to win that aerial duel and is going to lose the ball quickly as well. This is looking sloppy from both sides. Finally, it's Liverpool with some longer possession. Roberto Firmino in between two centre-backs. Never going to happen with those strong guys. Umtiti and Piqué combining to gain possession for Barcelona. Let's see if Messi and Suarez can do better at the other end of the pitch. It's Coutinho on the left, fed in by Nelson Semedo. Squares it for Suarez, looking for space for the overlap. There we go, Messi with the shot. Oh, just wide of the target. But once again, the early stages have been most threatening from the side of Alamau.
Yes, and you can see that he's very composed in creating his chance. As you can see, Messi took the right turn and created space for himself. But unfortunately, this time shoots at the wrong side of the post again. Yeah. And some great start for both players.
Definitely, yeah. He couldn't turn his body towards goal enough. So eventually it went wide, even with Messi pulling the trigger. Fabinho right now combining with Shaqiri in midfield, looking for the options up front. These are some of those. Salah, Firmino, Saleh. Look at that. That's a special front three. It's a beautiful attacking trident. Feared maybe as much as the MSN formation of Barcelona in the past, back when Neymar was still playing there.
Yeah. And actually Coutinho claiming that position of Neymar at the moment in this game, playing on the left side. and
Well,
so far doing
tonight
well.
we'll probably see Dembele take that position once again.
Okay, and
I think.
and he will probably play on the left side or on the right side tonight.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, it's usually Messi on the right and Suarez in the middle, so it's probably going to be Dembele on the left against Olympique Lyon. It's going to be a good match to watch as well.
Absolutely.
So for the viewers at home, if you were not aware, it's Champions League nights at in Europe, of course. So they're going to be played at 10 p.m. Kiev time. So that's 9 for Dutchies. That's 8 for English people. For
the
Chinese, I have to quickly calculate. It's +6.
It's in the early morning, René.
Yeah, it's +6 from here, right?
That's correct. Yes.
So that is. Oh man, you're gonna have to get up in the middle of the night, 4 a.m. Bah. I can't imagine if you don't want to get up for that. But then again, I can imagine if you do, if you're crazy about football like we are. Oh, look at that!
And hopefully it's worth it, because we have seen some stunning football yesterday from Juventus against Atletico Madrid.
Yeah.
Ronaldo proving himself again.
Yeah, City proving themselves a force to be reckoned with again as well.
Yes,
7-0 against Schalke.
Wow.
Can you believe it? The guys from Gelsenkirchen got schooled by the guys from Manchester.
The Englishman.
Yeah. The blue boys, the blue side of town. Of course, we've got another big team from Manchester who also managed to make it some way after losing 2-0. They managed to set things right at the Parc des Princes, taking 3 away goals and putting themselves through at the cost of PSG, one of the teams that I thought to be a major title contender. But then again, of course, Cavani was injured, Neymar was injured.
Yeah, and actually we have seen a lot of great comebacks and turnarounds from those teams in the Champions League, and hopefully we can see that today with Ari playing against Alamau coming back after a 4-2 loss.
Would be good to see a third leg at least, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so far we've seen one quarterfinal that ended in 2-0. It would be good for us to see a third leg in this one to get some more excitement even though it's still 0-0, so still very much an exciting game. So far Barcelona has threatened a couple of times, but Liverpool has been growing stronger as this half proceeds. Nearing the ending phase of the first half, are we going to see a goal before half-time? It would ignite the spark in this match, as we have seen happen before time and time again. At 0-0 there is always that feeling that you might not want to take too many risks, but when you're behind, you're certainly going to want to take those risks. And then, of course, the other player is going to try and capitalize on the space in between, in behind. Oh, there we go. There we go. Ari.
Wonderful strike from Mane.
Beautiful shot. There we go. Again, the hands to his face. Is he maybe blowing steam into his hands because they're cold, maybe trying to get the blood flow going? One of those little traditions I talked about with me washing my hands with hot water before every match. Maybe that's one of the things he's doing.
I'm not sure, but maybe he cannot believe that he's scoring actually in the quarterfinal of the grand final of the WESG tournament in China. So yeah, I'm not sure whether he is.
I thought that was it as well at first. I thought he was just very emotional, but his eyes were really calm and cool, and the look on his face. So I feel like it might be just that he wants to warm up his hands or something. We have to ask him later, definitely.
Yeah, definitely.
Have to get a hold of him, because really interesting to hear the story about that. Of course, we're spitballing here what it might be. If you have any ideas about that, let us know in the chat. We can pull out our phones and take a look at the chat, by the way. I haven't done it yesterday and Monday, but let's have some interaction with our viewers.
Yeah, and maybe some of my Indonesian friends could tell us possibly what it could be.
Yeah,
and
would be good.
Yeah, and well, looking at the formation of Alamau, he's still playing with those two defensive midfielders, which caused him a lot of problems in the second half of the first game. And at the moment as well, he's losing with 1-0 against Ari, playing with two defensive midfielders. So I think he should change those two midfielders, because
definitely back to how he started.
Yeah, and he won't create a lot of chances with those two defensive midfielders, or actually not have a lot of attacking possibilities, I think.
Yeah, exactly, because we've only seen 200% chances for Barcelona in this first half, while in the first leg we saw many chances. In fact, we saw 4 goals in the first half,
and he was very dominant in his build-up. He could easily pass the ball around, but now you can see that he has a lot of trouble.
Yeah. We get a question in the chat from Abdul Goni. Second match, question mark. And then Kevin Lau Liu answers with still first match. No, this is actually the second match. First match, first best of 3 today we saw was Sofia against Aterito. Aterito managed to win that 2-0. And this is the second leg of the second match in this PES League tournament. We started out really early today. So obviously Ari 1691 1-0 ahead against Alamao, but he's lost the first leg 4-2, so he needs to win this one to force the third leg. So thank you all for tuning in, for watching, and for asking us these questions. Keep them coming, because Jos and I are right here to answer them and to talk you through the proceedings as they go along today. Other matches in the quarterfinals, as we see a free kick end up in the hands of Marc-André ter Stegen. Other matches in the quarterfinals are Phantom Duck against Hassan Pajani, and then it's going to be Figo against Roxa. And I'm wondering about whether or not one of those has been played yet.
Yes, and I guess Hassan Pajani has already played against Phantom Duck, and I've seen one score, and it was 7-0 for Hassan in the first leg. I'm not sure what if it was correct, but yeah, Hassan actually showing his strength in the quarterfinals as well.
Definitely. Is it something you saw on the website of WESG, or did you get it through WhatsApp from your friends?
I get it through some friends of mine, which have some nice inside info, and actually some people who are at the event as well. And I just got clarification from an Indonesian friend about Ari's celebration, and saying that he is grateful and praying because he can score a lot of goals.
Right. That's one of the things I said yesterday. He might be praying because burying his hands his head in his hands, and then
very
taking
grateful.
some time yesterday as well. This time it was really short, but maybe even just a short prayer can go a long way to reigniting that spark. And you've seen it here, 1-0 in favor of Ari 1691, doing everything he needs. In fact, doing more than that. Is he can latch onto that with Salah, just not getting the chance because the defender is equal to it. Good defending by Alamao, but like you said, he needs to change back to that original formation where he had way more attacking prowess, because right now it's not really working out for him.
Yeah, and I just got another result from the game between Roxa and Figo. At the moment it's Roxa who's taking the lead with 4-3 in the first game.
Oh wow.
So
up against the man who managed to beat Aterito yesterday.
Yeah, so
only one so far to beat Aterito.
Great result for Roxa.
Yeah, definitely. So Roxa, we saw him end up as number 2 in the groups yesterday, I think.
Yeah, that's correct. Behind
Alamao, yeah. So it's interesting that he's going to be able to beat Figo, the man who's beaten Aterito. So you see how that works. It's not when this guy A beats guy B that he's also going to be able to beat guy C because he was being beaten by guy B.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
And this is the nice thing about PES. You can see
just
that
like in real life, right?
Yeah, and this is the nice thing about PES. You can see different styles of football, or different styles of the players play, and you can see that if you win against player A, you sometimes can't win against player B. So that's the nice thing about PES. It's
very
so
true.
unpredictable.
It's just like in real life, because you have these actual football teams where Barcelona destroys at some point Manchester United, and Manchester United destroys Real Madrid, but Real Madrid can destroy Barcelona the next day. So that's things that happen on the actual football pitch, but also here on the digital one as well. With Pro Evolution Soccer, of course, some of these players really match up well against certain types of other players, and then players like Alamao, who like to go all out offensively, can do well against the other players who like to attack as well, because they get the space. But then when Ari puts up a defensive wall like this and starts tweaking his tactical formation, he is very having a hard time, let's say. Alamao. Right now he's got a corner though. Can he get anything out of this? We saw him score one header from a free kick.
So
in the first leg, and he's so close to doing it from the corner in the second leg. Talking about those dead ball situations, they are always dangerous with Alamao behind the ball. There we go, Messi fed into the box, but so many white shirts to deal with, it's not going to happen. And look at that, ooh, I feel like that should have been an interception from Busquets, but he didn't do it. That's the reason why they brought in Frankie de Jong.
Yeah, they're going to definitely need that strength of Frankie de Jong, and nice awareness up in the midfield.
Yeah.
And yeah, looking at this game now, Ari is pretty confident with the 1-0 lead, playing very defensively now. Alamau difficult to get through the wide defense of Liverpool at the moment.
Well, he is starting to create chances in this.
Yeah. And what I noticed as well is that he get rid of the 2 defensive midfielders, actually changed into 2 attacking midfielders. So he's probably gonna, we're probably gonna see his game like we saw in the first leg.
Yeah, he's watching the stream on his cell phone. He heard you talking. He heard your advice. He's taken heed. No, of course not. He's fully focused on this game. But still, he thought that the things that you were saying before, he must have thought of them as well. And right now he's got Malcolm on right behind Suarez, not really on the left flank. He's got Dembele on the right, and then he's got Messi and Coutinho on offensive midfield formation. So that's exactly what you talked about needing to happen. Sergio Busquets right now, the man to snuff out any danger in behind Coutinho, and Messi when they venture forward. That's exactly what he needs. And will Ari have a way to deal with that once again? Because right now he is very much confident that he can do it, because he's 1 goal up. He has scored the last 2 goals in these 2 legs without answer from Alamau. In fact, Alamau, the last goal he scored was in the first half of the first leg. It's a long time ago that he's had the taste of cheering.
That's correct, and he probably might get nervous now, because that's a long time when he had scored. And the funny thing to see is now is that Ari is playing actually the same formation as Alamau played in the second half of the first leg, playing with 5 defenders.
And but there it is.
As
once
you can
again,
see,
the dead ball. I've talked about it many times. Alamau is so good in those dead ball situations, scoring the free kick header in the first half of the first leg. Now in the second half of the second leg, he scores from a corner after being close already from that other corner. Jos, do you feel like this might change the match, shift momentum towards Alamau, especially as he's already done those tactical tweaks that you suggested?
Yeah, this is definitely going to change the dynamics of the games. It's going to be very difficult for Ari, because he just recently switched into a bit more defensively formation. So now he has to change it again, which is going to take some time and take out his momentum he got from his first goal. So it's going to be very difficult to come back now or turn the game back around again.
Exactly what you said, that's going to happen. That's why we pay you the big bucks. Look at that, Liverpool going all out with 4 guys up front. Mohamed Salah in an interesting number 10, sort of Dennis Bergkamp position. If you want to go back to the old days of Arsenal, one of the teams
beautiful
we've
days
seen a lot here. Yeah, probably reminiscing about him, because I've seen Arsenal come out so much once again in this tournament. Something we're used to seeing, especially with the tournaments where stat balancing is used, as opposed to right now, because then Arsenal, of course, have that physical strength, the speed. And look at that, beautiful combinations from Liverpool. Ari's really threatening here. He's got Henderson in the box, looking dangerous. Origi and Andre ter Stegen.
A little bit of deflection from the defender, and still a great save from ter Stegen.
Great save, especially as you see, he could give away a huge rebound there, but he pushes it towards the back line instead of towards Firmino. That's the experience of the German goalkeeper coming in here. But we're going to see a corner. We've seen Alamau score from a corner and from a free kick. Can we see Ari do it as well? Oh, he's going to go for the straight for the jugular, trying to take out Malcolm. No, I'm pretty sure that was not what he intended. And right now Barcelona on the ball once again. Alamau has been the strongest in the past 20 digital minutes. After that tactical tweaking, he has been stronger, I have to say.
Yeah, and you can see that Alamau is trying to get that second goal again. If you're looking at the right corner, after besides the name, you can see that he has pushed up his level of gameplay upwards, a red bar now at the moment, which means he's playing very offensively and changed it back to neutral at the moment, because he knows Ari is very dangerous in the counter-attack now at the moment. Passing to Origi, Origi with a nice turn, but still sloppy, unfortunately.
Yeah. Oh, wow. That's going to be a foul, maybe a card as well. But if it is, it's a yellow card, as I suspected. Henderson in the books. He's going to have to be careful in the remainder of this half. It's only 12 minutes left to go and some injury time. And of course, Ari really wants to push this one to the third leg. So he's going to have to score sooner or later. Of course, he can.
And what a mistake from Unity.
Maybe it's going to be sooner rather than later. Oh,
what
there
is he doing?
goes. Oh, he did that well, taking out the goalkeeper out of the equation, but then he went for the pass instead of the shot. Even if it's on your not preferred left foot, you're going to have to go for that from there.
Yeah, the goal was empty.
There was one defender backtracking. That was well done by Alamao, seeing that his keeper was probably going to get dribbled past. So he was running towards that goal line, but still, you're going to have a hard time keeping a shot out because you have to be at exactly the right side. Not going to be able to use your hands, obviously. Ousmane Dembele right now for Barcelona. Probably a welcome breather here for Alamao, because that was a big moment. I was talking about Ari having to score sooner or later, but of course he can still go for the overtime, the extra time.
Definitely, yeah. And a draw means probably that they will still gonna play a third match, I guess. So, or are they going to play?
They're going to play extra time and then penalties to see who becomes the winners of this leg.
Okay.
Because otherwise it wouldn't be fair on Alamao if he wins and draws, that he still has to play a third leg.
That's
while
correct.
his opponent only loses and draws.
Yeah, and for both guys, it's there's no reason to panic at the moment. They have still plenty of time when they draw, some extra time, and perhaps penalties is going to be needed to decide whether one of those two are going to the semi-final. And in this case, Alamao has the better of the game.
Yeah, so we're getting confirmation from our friends in the chat, Kevin Lauliu and Amroos, that Aturito has won. That one we knew because we saw it live on stream. Hassan has won as well, according to Ariane's Nightmare. So thank you very much for these updates. Semi-final will be today as well.
And we also got clarification about the first game between Roxa and Figo. Roxa won the first game with 4-3.
Yeah.
They're at the moment busy with the second game.
Yeah, actually see how that one pans
let's
out as
see.
well. 1-1 at the end of the second half, so we're going to see extra time. Interesting tweaks coming out again on both sides. Barcelona not changing too much to the formation, so...
Alamao is feeling pretty confident with his formation at the moment, and like we mentioned before, playing with two defensive midfielders doesn't allow him a lot of passing possibilities up front.
Yeah.
And
by the way, don't get confused about these icons, because Aria is under Barcelona. That's not what's really happening here.
Yeah.
Chinese directors obviously tired as well after 3 full days of competition. They have to manage everything. They have to make sure that their referees are doing the right calls as well, because there has been some decisions to be made, especially in the game of I think that was Soviet 1207 against Aturito, when the third controller connected.
That's correct. Yeah, against the Chinese player, Soviet.
Yeah, Soviet. So that was a big one as well.
And we recently got an update for the game between Roxa and Figo as well. In the second game, Roxa is leading with 2-0 against Figo. So
wow,
we probably gonna see. Yeah, we're probably gonna see Roxa
against the winner of this one.
Exactly, going to the semi-finals.
Yeah, so he's got a very good chance. The Serbian friend of Kappa PFC, of course. We've talked about earlier. He's not here, but he was at the regional finals in Liverpool. We might see him again in Portugal. I'm not quite sure. Did he qualify again?
You're talking about Roxa, or
yeah?
I'm not
talking about Kappa.
Oh,
and
Kappa.
Roxa.
Yeah, I guess they both are qualified through the co-op qualifiers, but there's we still have to wait for clarification about the qualified teams of the co-op regionals finals. And for the 1v1s, I think they both were a bit unlucky in their games at the quarterfinals for the rest of the world. So they, I guess they probably not qualified for the regional finals of the season 2.
That's a shame.
But yeah, they're amazing players, both from Serbia.
Yeah.
They both have a lot of experience when it comes to offline tournaments and almost practice every day. So these players are definitely world-class players.
Oh yeah, definitely. So it's going to be good to see Roxa coming out against the winner of this one. That's going to be a big clash as well, because as we have seen, the level here is very high. In that first match, Alamao came out of the cages batting for the fences, and he was absolutely unstoppable, like an unstoppable freight train running over Ari. But in the second half, Ari found the way to fight him, and like we said, if he had been earlier doing those adaptations to his formation, to his lineup, it might have been a different storyline.
Yeah, probably, but we never know. It's always their own choices they made, and they definitely know it better than us.
Very true.
Or else they wouldn't.
Than me, at the very least.
And yeah, there's still anything to play for. Important for Ari is to win this game, to at least play the third leg.
Yeah.
To decide whether which one of those two will get through to the semi-finals. To play against Roxa.
Oh, big challenge in from behind. But it's going to be the whistle blown not for the foul, it's for the first half in the overtime. And we're seeing once again signals coming out on Alamau. Not quite sure what that...
He wanted to make some tactical changes
right.
for the last half of the extra time.
So he's asking him not to click through. Interesting. He's gonna totally throw it around again. He's obviously not happy with what is happening right now. He's still gonna keep those two offensive midfielders, but he's gonna put the front line in a traditional three-man trident this time instead of the left winger right behind the striker in between those offensive midfielders.
Yeah, and what surprises me is that he has put Suarez on the left side instead of central as a central striker.
True.
And let me see, Malcolm as the striker position. Yeah.
That is interesting.
It's something
at the very least.
Yeah, that's something we don't see quite often from players. But
yeah, I feel like I might go for those crosses towards Suarez, because we've seen him score from a free kick where he threw the ball in behind the defense near the second post, and Suarez latched onto it in that first half of the first leg. I know it was a long time ago, but that is sort of what happened when he posted Suarez to the left of the striker position. And there we go. Header just wide of the target. Right now it's Liverpool threatening. It's Ari who really wants to put this one to that third leg. Best of 3, like we said.
And still 8 minutes left at the extra time. Ari playing pretty aggressive at the moment. Trying to buy some time, I guess, against Alamau.
Yeah.
And possibly might feeling confident to win the penalty shootout, possibly.
Definitely, yeah. Could very well be. I'm watching the chat right now. We've seen a lot of support for Hassan. Obviously an insanely good player, so can imagine you want to see him in that big grand final. He's already in the semi-final, if the information is correct that we've gotten, that he disposed of Phantom Duck. There we go, there is the goal. Liverpool is ahead. Ari 6091 is not ready to let this one go. He's definitely going to fight for all his chances, and he might very well force the third leg.
What a comeback and turnaround. He was actually leading 1-0 at the beginning. Went 1-1. Pretty tough task mentally to score the second one, but you can see now with 5 minutes left in the extra time.
Exactly, the moment is perfect. There couldn't have been a better moment for that. Do it late in the game, just before when you feel like there might be a penalty series coming. It's
very difficult.
That's not going to happen unless Alamau manages to find a way to break that wall of Liverpool. Look at that, everyone venturing forward. Coutinho, even a fourth striker. Oh, Lionel Messi straight behind.
Even Sergio Busquets is coming up front.
Yeah, and Jordi Alba and Sergio Roberto playing sort of midfield positions. It's going to be a two-man defensive lineup. No, he's gonna realize that's a bit too much, maybe. a bit a tall order for PK and Umtiti to do it all by themselves in the defense. So Alba is going to reinforce that line, but then it's Busquets and Sergio Roberto being the only midfielders, with Messi pushed up all the way right behind 4 strikers. Can you believe it?
Wow.
Wow. And Malcolm is shoved out of the middle. Not anymore Malcolm in the middle. It's going to be Suarez once again at that striker position. It's going to be the Brazilian Coutinho on the left flank, the young Frenchman on the right flank, this speedster Ousmane Dembele, who has really done well at Barcelona.
Yeah, and as you can see, 3 minutes left. Alamau going all-out attack, and on the other hand, Ari going all-out defense.
Yeah,
playing still with 4 defenders actually. I expected him to play at least 5 at the back, but
well, I feel like if Barcelona loses the ball, he has every chance, if he keeps a normal lineup, to just completely undress them at the back.
Wonderful block from Origi.
And that might very well happen right now. Only 2 midfielders and 3 defenders, and there it is. It's enough.
And this is
Ari
well
is
done.
gonna go on, and wow, that is it. I think it is emotion, and obviously praying right now, thanking his Lord for helping him through this toughest of tests so far. He's gonna go on to the third leg. Can you believe it?
Yes, he has done a beautiful job.
Yeah.
Losing the first game with 4-2, where you expected him to, have a difficult time in the second leg. He had a difficult time, but still he managed to get the 2-1 lead, and eventually won the second game, which makes them have to play the third game.
Definitely.
And yeah, so now it's 50-50. It's very open to play. Both can get through to the semi-finals. So let's see which one of those two will
have the upper hand. Yeah.
Yes.
I feel like Ari has really deserved that sip of water. Hell, he's deserved a bottle of Jack, but better to wait until after the tournament to start.
And the nice thing for him is
celebrating.
He's got the momentum now. He's winning the second game. Alamao feeling a bit disappointed, especially after the first leg, where he was pretty dominant in keeping ball position, creating chances. But
exceptionally dominant, especially as he finished that first half in 4-1, and you had to feel back then that Alamao was gonna be the big favorite to reach the semi-finals, but somehow Ari has turned around his fortunes, and he has managed to grab himself back from the floor, dust himself off, and really get back on the horse. He has been putting the sword to Alamao's ambitions right now. You have to wonder how Alamao is gonna react to that. Is he still gonna go all out offensively, or is he gonna try and tweak his tactics to do something else entirely?
Yeah, it's difficult. If he will go all out attack now, it will give Ari a lot of space to play his way throughout his defense, and possibly can score more goals. But yeah, it's very difficult. I'm not sure what to do in these kind of situations. He just has to try to play his own game like he did in the first game, and trying to be very dominant, especially in creating those chances. But
yeah, I'm anxious to see what comes out tactically here. It's not something crazy, although if Wijnaldum stays there, that's his old Newcastle position, while you'd feel he would be better used in the number 6 position. So that was probably an alternative option, because right now it's going to be Shaqiri in the number 10 position. That looks more like something you'd start with, and then Fabinho and Naby Keita right behind him. Wijnaldum needs to be upgraded, by the way, in the game for the next edition, because in real life he's playing all the games, and he's barely ever getting chosen as a starter in the digital lineup.
Yeah, and as you said, we just got clarification about the other game played between Figo and Roxa. The second game has finished into a 4-1 win to Roxa, which makes an aggregate of 8-4 for Roxa. So he's qualified for the semi-finals. So he's gonna face one of those two guys you're seeing up on the screen.
Yeah.
It might be the Indonesian guy or the Brazilian guy.
Oh yeah. Either of these. There we go. We've got the handshake. This time it worked. And the thumbs up as well. That's a double celebration for these guys. Obviously they love being here. Even just making the quarterfinals of World Esports Games, that's a dream for anyone. And I'll have a look at the prize purse distribution later on. I think it's going to be the top 3, because we do have a third place decider coming out as well. And it's in total $52,500 US. It is $30,000 for the number 1 in this tournament. And right now, either of these guys is looking solid enough to maybe have a go at it.
Yeah. What would you have done with $30K dollars, Rene?
Let me think. Maybe invest it in real estate. That's something I've been pondering.
Great idea.
And then renting it out. Yeah. Try to figure out a way to make my my days when I become an old man, which I hope to become.
Clever. That's very clever.
It easier. Oh, there we go. We've got Alisson with his first save. Well, barely a save. He just had to collect the ball, which didn't have any speed on it. But first threatening moment from Barcelona. Once again, Alamao with Barcelona. Once again, Liverpool in the hands of Ari. So he's definitely abandoned the idea of using Arsenal He's going to go for Liverpool. Obviously, it worked because he won 2-1 last game. So why not? Yeah, don't change the winning formula, right?
Yeah, and on the other hand, Alamao played 2 games already with Barcelona, and you would have said he might change his team, but still feeling very confident with Barcelona, and probably also because most of those players have exceptional skill cards. For example, those midfielders just have great passing skill cards, and that's something Alamao could make use of it today.
Oh yeah, and he's going to try and do that just right now. And once again, we see a copy of a goal we've seen earlier, coming in from the right flank with the short pass, and Luis Suarez with the tap in. He got a hand on it, Alisson, but it was not enough to keep it out. And of course, Ter Stegen is very happy with that as well, celebrating with the supporters as all his teammates and friends are on the other end of the pitch. Suarez being hugged to death by Coutinho and Arturo Vidal. I love to say that name.
Yeah, you can see that
Arturo Vidal. He's an absolute warrior, man.
Yeah, and this is the class Alamao is showing, making use of those wider areas, trying to create space for himself and for the strikers, as you can see, just rip out the defense of Liverpool to press them widely, and as you can see, it's worked out pretty well for Alamao, taking the lead against Ari, the Indonesian guy, in the 3rd leg of the quarterfinals.
The Indo pride right now in this tournament. Can he still ride himself up? Can he book a ticket to meeting Roxa in those semi-finals? That's the question right now. He's got plenty of time to do it, but Alamao has seemingly found his feet back. He managed to score 1 in the last leg after those tactical tweaks. He apparently is using the right tactics once again, because he's 1-0 up and he's looking for more. Philippe Coutinho feeds it into Suarez. He's going to be able to reach Rafinha, looking for Messi on the other end of the box. Well, it's not going to happen just yet. Fabinho steps in between. In fact, unleashes a good pass onto Salah, but Piqué is equal to it. Piqué has been having an exceptional season in real life as well. He has been dominating the backside in the Primera División, while his Spanish counterpart Ramos on the other end at Real Madrid is having a kind of a poor season, I feel, for someone who has been called the best defender in the world.
Yeah, and looking at Real Madrid, they have recently signed back the bold man again, Zinedine Zidane.
Oh yeah,
the legend.
Smart, I think, because they really need something to happen right now, something positive, something to lift their spirits.
Definitely.
And also a coach that will not take no for an answer, even from the likes of Ramos. I feel like Solari is also a former Real Madrid player, but not like a Galactico like Zidane, not like an absolute star.
Yes, indeed.
So, and also Zidane has shown himself as a coach with 3 Champions League wins. So yeah, there's no one in that dressing room that's gonna say, yeah, I'm gonna do what I feel. Like Ramos grabbing that booking against Ajax, the yellow card.
Yeah, which he did on purpose, of course.
Yeah, exactly. He thought it might be a good idea, but it was a little bit too much ego at the 2-1 scoreline, and Zidane would never have allowed that.
Yeah,
I feel. But of course, you never know what's going on in the minds of these guys unless they say it out loud. There we go, offside decision going in the favor of Alamao right now. He's going to be able to take the free kick with Ter Stegen, looking for the options up front. There's 3 of them, and Rafinha right behind them. That's an interesting option. Why do you think he hasn't taken Dembele from the start?
Yeah, he might gonna need some fresh power possibly at the second half when he's trying to keep a lead or just need to force another goal. So it's great to have substitutions which can make the difference possibly in the second half. So I guess that's the reason he put him starting off him at the on the bench.
Yeah, he's got great options on the bench. Dembele, Malcolm as well. Probably going to see them come in the second half, like you said. The fresh legs when the defenders are getting a little bit more tired, a little fatigued. We've seen one defender being subbed off back when he was playing with Arsenal. There we go, Mane into Firmino. Firmino looking for Salah, just can't reach him because he's all by his lonesome in between 4 defenders of the Blaugrana, who are now playing in yellow shirts, not the Blaugrana jerseys. And Liverpool, of course, being called the Reds. You can see why that is. Ooh, what a good pass, but it was offside. Just narrowly. Barely anything.
Yeah, and as we're looking at the third leg of this semi-final between the Indonesian guy and the Brazilian guy, there has been clarification about the other semi-finals. Let me see. Hassan has already qualified for the semi-finals and is going to play at Torito. So that is a match a lot of viewers want to see, and me as well. I hope you too as well.
Nah.
And
I'm kidding, of course. Of course I want to see that. Oh, but look at that. This is something that Ari doesn't want to see, but fortunately for him, his keeper gets a touch on it, and Suarez is denied a second goal in this match. Look at that. I thought he was going to score. Oh, it was
a great block.
It was the defender. It was Virgil. With the block indeed. Wow. So right now, Alamau is 1 goal up, but not doing as well as that first leg.
What is the goalkeeper doing?
And then it's again these dead ball situations. Somehow Alamau finds a way to always make them pay for any mistake. Giving PK the freedom to just direct a header goalwards. And there we go. We've got 2-0 scoreline. I was just saying that it wasn't as dominating as in the first leg. And obviously it still isn't as fluent as it went back then. But still, once again, from a dead ball situation, he manages to grab a goal. That's the third one in 3 matches in a row.
Yeah, and looking at Alamau, he's so very strong in those set pieces. Looking at the corners, he has scored already like 3 goals in those 3 games at the quarterfinals through a corner kick. And it's nice to see that.
A free kick as well.
Yeah, and it's nice to see that he has a lot of variations in corner kicks, and yeah, that's something we have to give credits to him for putting a lot of effort and time to practice on those several situations and variations.
Absolutely, yeah. That always gives him something to fall back on when his actual play on the pitch is not working out that well. At the very least, if he gets a free kick or a corner, his opponent will be shaking, will be quaking in their boots. And right now we're going to see Liverpool play all out offensively. Shaqiri on the right flank next to Sadio Mane helping him out. Roberto Firmino in the number 9 position, pushed up very high on the field, and Salah right behind him on the left flank. And then probably going to see Fabinho push a little bit forward, or Henderson maybe, the captain for Liverpool today. Oh no, it's actually Virgil van Dijk nowadays with the captain's armband, of course. Henderson has worn it in the past with pride, of course, local lad.
Yeah, and looking at the formation of Ari at the moment, it's still a big question whether it's useful to have 4 attackers and using 2 defensive midfielders, because there is a lot of space between those 2 lines. And
so you feel like if he keeps it like this, it's going to be a kick and rush system. But if you're going to do that, you're going to need someone like Virgil van Dijk up there up front, which we have seen used and abused in this tournament. In fact, it gave them a goal. I think it was Emily, right?
Yeah, the Chinese player, I guess. Yeah. But still, it's very risky, and I think he might change one of those defensive midfielders into a central midfielder or an attacking midfielder, just to have another
a proper link up.
Yeah, exactly, or a target man on the midfield, just to link up, as you said, between the defense and the attack to create decent chances. But we will see how it will works out now.
Yeah, very interesting, because he did pull back Shaqiri a little bit, but not enough to create that link up, like you said. So there's a really big space in between these guys. I'm anxious to see how that works out. Also, he's got no presence on the right side of the pitch. They're all focused on the left side. Although right now the running man coming in does create a little bit of danger there in the box. Oh, Salah goes down. Appeal for a penalty is not going to happen. The crowd is going wild, chanting for the penalty is not going to happen. Of course, referee has a lot of experience, keeps his head cool. And Shaqiri's going to try and link up there. Oh,
it might have been a dive from Salah, or as we call it in German or Dutch, een Schwalbe.
Een Schwalbe, yeah. We've seen him create a lot of penalties going down in the box. Of course, he is creating a lot of dangerous situations, and he is getting fouled a lot. So it's something that we've heard talk about with Arjen Robben in the past as well. Now it's Firmino.
Again, no penalty.
Yeah, and of course, crowd is having none of that right now, getting very angry with the decisions of the referee.
The referee is allowing a bit too much, I guess, now.
Yeah. Oh well, English ref perhaps. They like a little bit of physical football. Mohamed Salah is going to play it in for Shaqiri, the Switzer. Not the fastest of players, but technically gifted. Little back heel, back to Salah. He's going to whip it in for Mane. 3 versus 3. Can he do it? Firmino gets taken off the ball by Nelson Semedo. Great defending by Alamao. Can he do some great offensive work as well? And maybe put this tie beyond all doubt. Because right now, at 2-0, you have to feel like there's still a way back into it for Ari. If you're Alamao, you can't be too relaxed just yet.
Yeah, and the thing what I noticed is that he's playing, still playing very offensively, Alamao, and in this case, I think you should accept the fact that you're leading 2-0. So try to play a bit more defensively, and try to make your opponent a bit more nervous at the moment to at least keep a lot of ball position, especially from the back, to build up and trying to buy some time.
Oh yeah, definitely. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do a quick order for us for some food because I'm getting hungry.
That sounds like a
and
great
of course,
idea.
I'm gonna keep an eye on what's happening here on the tactical side of things, because right now Liverpool, they do have to go all out attack, right? Because they're 2 goals down, and Alamao is really threatening to do more, even to create that 3rd goal.
Yeah, and you can see that Ari has changed up his formation. He's 4 attackers from 1 striker and 3 wingers to now 2 wingers and 2 strikers. So he's gonna need that passing support for those strikers to eventually create 1-2s or triangles up in the 16 yards box. So let's see how that will work out for him.
There we go. Order is in. And then I'm gonna quickly switch back to the chat because we've seen a lot of support, mainly for Hassan, by the way. From among others, Darius Pass, if I pronounce it correctly.
Yeah, we don't have to forget that Iran.
Oh, look at that! There's the 3-0. Oh man, surely it's all over then, because the tie in legs is now 1-1, and now I'm starting to realize back in the first match when it was 1-0, I was wondering why it was still 0-0 in the top of the screen. That's the score in the best of 3 when it's counting in matches. So it's 1-1 in the best of 3, but obviously it's now 3-0 in favor of Barcelona. Alamao is absolutely cruising.
Yeah, and he's taking advantage of the fact that Ari has a lot of space between the midfield line and the attack, allowing him a lot of space just to play his way throughout the defense of Liverpool. And as you can see, it worked out pretty well for Alamao.
Oh yeah. Hey, friendly face in the chat. It's Guifera, the legend from Brazil, who has managed to grab a World Championship title in 2016.
That's correct. No, he won the World Finals in 2017 and was the runner-up against Usman Kabil at PES 2016 in Milan.
Because Usman Kabil won the 2 in a row, 2015, 2016.
Yes.
Guevara is giving his... Eldridge O'Neill in the chat as well. We've got legends coming out to watch this stream. And Guevara says it's going to be Aturito versus Alamao in the grand final. Could very well be a real possibility, because that's the way I feel about it right now as well. Hassan Pajani is insane, but Aturito is just cruising since that first match against Figo. Ousmane Dembele, the fresh legs coming in the second half like we expected. Not going to be able to get the better of the Liverpool defenders there, but still second chance for him as Luis Suarez links up with Coutinho, loses the ball, Joey Gomez in between and trying to get something going for the rest, and they have to be quick. 3-0, 16 minutes left to go and some injury time. It can still be done, but then again we're going to have to see the goal quickly, and it's going to happen. Yes, there is the penalty.
Oh, what drama. Is that also going to be a red card for Alamao?
Yeah,
it is. Umtiti with a red card, so it's still a game.
It is still a game if he scores this penalty.
If he scores this penalty.
If he misses it all over, that's going to be a mental blow. He's not going to be able to recover from. Even Ari 1691 surely will not be able to do that.
Looking at the chat, we see a lot of predictions for the final, and the funny thing is that we see several names.
We see some disagreement between Guevara and O'Neill, right?
Yep.
Hassan versus Roxa.
O'Neill obviously picking Hassan as one of the favorites to go play against Roxa in the final, perhaps.
Yeah.
And Guevara predicting Aturito to play against Alamao, the Brazilian guy. So you can see, the Brazilian guy Alamao has a lot of support, even from the world champion in the likes of Guevara.
Oh yeah. Obviously gonna gonna hope and cheer his countryman to international gold title. That would be an insane breakout performance for Alamao. Like we said, he's been in Italy, he's won a title there, but winning a title here at basically what you might say is almost the Olympic Games of esports, the World Esports Games, that would be insane. $52,500 on the line just for PES players alone.
That's a lot of amount of money.
Absolutely, yeah. And when we're counting StarCraft, Vainglory, Counter-Strike, Global Offensive and Dota as well, we're going to end up at a $2.5 million prize purse right here for the World Esports Games.
Yes,
so Chongqing is home to one of the biggest spectacles in the digital gaming landscape. The competitive gaming landscape, I should say, because casual gamers, they are very much welcome in Chongqing, but as viewers, not playing there on the big stage.
And we can see a lot of activities throughout the chat. Some friends as well. I'm seeing Del Piero, USA 83 from the USA, of course. A big friend, a big player from the USA.
Yeah.
Saying he's excited about this game.
Definitely, yeah. Must be unfortunate for him to see Mean Machine go out of the tournament. Then again, he was in a pool with Supremo, Eterito and the likes of Figo. And he does miss it. He does miss it. How?
His only chance to...
He goes for the chip. He goes for the Panenka.
Yeah.
Big mistake because the keeper of Alamao has nerves of steel. He's cold as ice. He just stays standing there waiting for the ball to take direction. But the direction was never there. It was straight down the middle. Then he grabs it. And then it's surely all over. Alamao, he's going to do even more. He's going to twist and turn with Dembele. Going for the highlight reel. Moves there. And he's going to keep possession. Yeah. Throws out another twist. Ari 1691. He doesn't accept that spinny move. Takes away the ball. But still, he doesn't have enough time for 3 goals. I have to be honest. 82nd minute.
Sturridge is not making the run forwards.
Yeah,
which Ari was expecting. That's why he gave the pass forwards.
He does still go for it. You have to admire that. Goes for the chip. Audacious attempt from Origi, trying to find the long side of the goal. It's not going to happen just yet. I'd like to see Hassan versus Roxa in the final. Yeah, Zeus. We'd all love to see that. Anyway, but there's never going to be a disappointing final, because if that's not what it is, it's Aterito or the likes of Alamao. So it's always going to be an absolute cracker.
Definitely. And the names who have been announced as the semi-finalists already are just amazing players.
Oh, yeah.
A beautiful mix between very experienced players at international stage and some new names in the likes of Hassan Pajani, which a lot of people would like to see the match between him and Eterito actually.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, that's some very interesting matches to come up for today.
Definitely, that's the next one we're going to see, Hassan Pajani versus Eterito, because obviously we're going to want to give Alamao a big rest after this absolutely cracker. He had to go down to the wire. He had 3 legs